This is 1FM Community Radio, broadcasting from the Victoria University at Werribee.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following program is scheduled for one call with a 60-minute time limit, covering the sport of professional wrestling from Australia and around the world. This is Covering the Canvas.
Down and it hurts inside. You gotta take a stand and don't have to hide.
88.9 Wood FM. It is Covering the Canvas on this Wednesday night. It is 59 minutes not past 11.
20 seconds in.
That's a new record.
Already stuffed up.
It is Hulk Hogan Appreciation Night at Covering the Canvas.
Yes!
God.
I am Jesse Beard, your host. To my left is the man, Shane Hero.
Hulk Hogan's #1 fan this week. I am so happy that I am here, ready with all of my Hulk Hogan music to play tonight.
We should in fact point out that Shane is wearing his Hulkamania t-shirt. Brother!
We were expecting you to come in like full get up, not wear pants.
I did it at the Hulkamania.
with the boa.
I did it at the Hulk Hogan show that came out a few years back. I was
We've seen the pictures.
dressed as Hulk.
We have seen the pictures.
By law, every single show with Hulk Hogan has to have at least one idiot in the front row dressed as Hulk Hogan. I was proudly that idiot.
I was at that show actually. That was before I moved to Melbourne. I would have been like,
you were the other one there.
I would have been like 9. But apart from that, so should we start off with some local news?
Oh, we can introduce the other people here apart from the Hulk Hogan fan.
Apparently it's just Hulk Hogan.
Me and Hulk.
Yes, hi, it's me, Sean Hawkins.
And it's me, Steve Bradford.
The series.
I love to have a beer with Duck. I love to have a beer with Duck. We drink in moderation, and we never, ever, ever get rolling drunk. We drink at the town and country, where the atmosphere is great. I love to have a beer with Duncan, 'cause Duncan...
You know what that song means, guys.
Yeah.
We need to get a better.
Let's talk about some local news.
So last week, I'll start off with an apology. Last week I said that there was only like a couple of shows happening in Victoria. Yeah, there was, but there was a lot of other shows happening interstate. In mea culpa, I'm going to just quickly talk about them now. Then we'll get to what happened this weekend in Ashwood, well, last weekend in Ashwood and Traralgon. First off, Victoria's own Adam Brooks was up against GD Grimm for the RCW Championship in Adelaide at Riot City Wrestling. Grimm got the win, took back the title that Brooks had been holding captive for a few weeks now.
Stolen.
I'd say held captive.
Stealing belts.
Who would do such a thing? PPW, so Pacific Pro Wrestling Queensland, held the P1 tournament, which is now on iPay-per-view. So
That went up tonight, didn't it?
yeah,
Not
like
recently.
2 hours ago,
Yeah.
I think. So for $10, you can watch Joel Bateman, Robbie Eagles, Ryan Eagles. I think AJ Istria is on there as well. So pretty good show. Definitely worth a look. $10.
If PPW wants to send us a free copy, not complaining. We'll check it out and maybe talk about it on the show some more.
It's like the PPW network.
We'll get to that later. UPW also in Queensland on the same night held a show with friend of the show Josh Shooter, Mike Burr, Miami, and I think Jay Andrews was making a present. It was Hardway Inc.'s takeover of UPW, and apparently they got 220 people in attendance.
Whoa.
Excellent.
And that's really good for a group that 6 months ago got 50 in a small veterans hall in just a bad neighbourhood in Queensland.
Yeah.
Like really, it was not a good venue. Now they're getting 220 in a solid venue. That's good to see, especially from a new company. Like it's really, really good. Should we talk about the big return?
The big return?
Oh, yes.
Big return.
Oh, yes.
After what, 3, 4?
I'd say probably close to 4. Yeah.
2010 was the last show.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Ballarat Pro Wrestling's back.
BPW is back. And not just BPW, but they are working together with Warzone, possibly one of the best promotions in Victoria. So the fact that the two promotions are going to be working hand in hand is pretty exciting. It's big news, and I'm excited.
It's really, really good to see, because there's been a kind of vacuum, for those of people who don't know, with BPW not running shows anymore. There was kind of a vacuum for a few years where there'd be the occasional show run by people like NAW, OCW, etc., but there wasn't a continuous monthly
And
show.
no one's ever lived up to the standard of good, consistent, regular shows that drew great crowds. Like, was one of the hallmarks of BPW in its heyday was getting great crowds, having great shows, and it's something that, as much as the other shows have tried, no one's replicated that. So it's great to see that BPW, with the original people behind it, is going to be back. And I think there's no reason why it won't be as successful again.
So this is 100% happening, yeah? Because they actually
Yes,
came out
yes.
about a year ago and said the same thing.
There's
It was
already been rumblings.
at a Warzone. No, it was announced at Warzone about a year ago. And then it sort of died down and nothing was really said.
Well, there were sort of, I know PCW did a show in the same venue with Jim Ray's.
Yep.
And it sort of was like a semi BPW show.
Yeah.
But this one is your pure BPW. I think you're going to have a lot of people from the original BPW roster there, and it's. I think word is that apparently next Warzone show we're going to get things shaping up a bit there that are going to lead on to what happens at BPW as well. So we'll have a better idea of the BPW card following Warzone.
Hulk Hogan.
Oh, I hope. Well, their last champion is now over in the WWE. Matt Silver is
He's probably got hookups to Hulk Hogan if he wanted
can
to.
just pass the belt on to Hulk and get him to come back here. Maybe that's what they've got in the pipeline. I hope.
Part of the clause somewhere.
If
Hulk Hogan.
cannot defend title, must hand on to nearest legend.
Out of nowhere. He's like just chatting with somebody out of nowhere. Hulk comes in. It's like the 24/7 hardcore title. Oh, that makes me happy. But a little closer to home, well, Ashwood's closer than Ballarat, kind of.
It's one of its defining features, being closer than Ballarat. It's on the little welcome sign as you drive into town. We're closer than Ballarat.
OCW ran one of two events. The other event was in Traralgon. I didn't make it to the Traralgon show. Boys, how was it?
It was good. I mean, you roll into Traralgon and the smell of smoke from the fires is still pretty much everywhere, which is... but considering you're in a fire-ravaged town, I thought the turnout was quite good. The venue was very good. And the show itself was very good, so...
I missed out on the Traralgon one. I was only at the Ashwood one. Speaking just from the Ashwood one, it was a pretty good show. Quality.
Yep.
I was in Traralgon, actually, on Monday and Tuesday. Had no idea that OCW was actually there on the weekend. I might have maybe even made the effort to a goal, but I was actually there. So I saw posters for OCW around. That was my involvement with the show.
Well, there you go.
I put those posters up myself.
Well, I must just compliment you on some fine tape work.
Thank you. So we did, the OCW did hold a title tournament.
Do we want to go quickly through?
Yeah, sure.
So, quick results. The tournament ended with Eddie Phoenix beating the Relentless Wolf,
Chris Taven,
not Jared Craven, and Mad Dog beat Nick Jackson, both your mains. The big thing that I noticed, especially from the Ashwood show, it's a good venue. Like,
Good
it's
venue.
A great venue. It's a
Great
really,
lighting.
really
Easy.
like well-made venue in terms of the seats are good, the lighting's fantastic, all that sort of stuff. It's just, it's a shame that the crowd was a little low, but I think with their announcement that Tommy Dreamer is coming, that should make for bigger crowds.
I have a... Oh, sorry, you go.
Oh, just because I think it's the biggest letdown of OCW is that they have great talent, and I think they're doing themselves a disservice by not going out of their way to get bigger crowds there, because if they're putting on good shows and they're getting these good guys out here, I think they deserve to have good crowds, and I hope that they gradually build on it, because it's letting themselves down, and I think
because the shows are solid, the talent is solid. I mean,
you've just got to let people know that these people are in town. These are good quality wrestlers. Come along, see them. And I don't know, I can't give you the answer as to how you do that, but
it baffles me as to why we don't get
PCW
the crowd numbers
crowd.
that I think we should.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the main event for the next show, I mean, you've got Crackerjack against Tommy Dreamer. I mean, that match alone should sell out the venue. I can't see why it wouldn't. I mean, who else would you picture in your dream match against Tommy Dreamer than Crackerjack? Seriously.
The last match, Mad Dog versus Nick
Jackson.
Yeah, Nick. I always get them
It
confused.
was an amazing match.
It was
the one with the cyclists.
awesome. Yeah, that's it. I do have sound clip for that, so we'll just quickly play that. The crowd was astonishing in that match. That was right after Matt's... Oh, not Matt. Nick.
That was
right
after you did a
450 splash.
yeah.
Which was really impressive. I botched the shot, though, while filming, which I was pretty disappointed in, because Matt stepped right in front of my camera. But that's okay, because they're the Young Bucks. They can get away with things like that.
And that's the thing. It's a shame that his hand wasn't, like Matt Jackson's hand wasn't good enough for him to work, but still, it was a definitely solid match. I think it's good that there's talent like that coming into Australia.
Yeah, it is good.
Like 5 years ago, the only time international talent was coming down was really they were either going to Queensland and getting done at the border, a la Chris Hero, or
Good episode of Border Security.
great episode, or going to like WWE shows.
Yeah, you'd have those shows where you'd get a bunch of international guys come out wrestling with international guys, and it would have nothing to do with your local wrestling at all. It's great that now we actually have these international talent wrestling with our guys and helping boost their profile by showing that our guys can wrestle on the same level as big name guys like this. So, I as I say, I think it's great. I think OCW has the potential to be much better, or excuse me for saying not better, but they should be getting much bigger crowds, and I hope they do, because they're putting in the work. I know the guys running the shows, working on the shows, they're putting in the effort. I think the only thing that's letting them down is getting the crowd numbers, and I hope they do, because they deserve to, with names like Tommy Dreamer coming out. As you say, Crackers, Tommy Dreamer, who wouldn't want to see that?
Definitely.
Go along and see it.
Going back to local guys, we'll come back to international guys in a second. So Andy Phoenix won the tournament, and we were lucky enough, us three, well, you can't tell, it was Sean, Steve and myself. We got to sit down with him 5 minutes after he won the match, so we'll just play that now. So we're backstage at OCW. It's myself, Steve and Sean, and we're here with the newly crowned Outback Championship champion, Andy Phoenix.
Outback Championship Wrestling Champion. The first Outback Championship Wrestling Champion. Get it right.
The first. Andy, what did you think you win?
Which one? I was in 4 matches tonight. Each and every single one of them. No matter who they put me up against, I came out on top. I was up against a giant. At one point, I was up against a bee with a friend of mine. I was up against a very, very talented young man. Can't remember his name for the life of me. In the final, and I kicked his ass too. Every single match, there was only one thing in common. I came out on top.
Now that man that you can't remember the name of would be one Chris Taven, who's not too happy with you.
Taven, yeah. Well, look, it doesn't matter what his name is to quote The Rock. Because at the end of the day, like Cadman before him, and like whoever comes after him, I left him face down on the mat, unconscious.
So what does this mean for you and Seth Max, or as I'd like to now dub you,
What does it mean?
Maximum Andy Drive?
Yeah, don't call me that. This is not funny. Well, first of all, in case you haven't realised, it means that I am the first Outback Championship Wrestling Champion. That's what it means. First champion of this company, face of the company. What's to come? Who knows? Between me and the unstoppable killing machine that is Seth Max, I don't think anyone in the world can stand up to us. We've already knocked out a giant. We've killed everybody who's tried to take us down in the tournament. I don't even remember how many people we've taken out. But one thing is for certain. Whoever comes next, whether they're Australian, whether they're American, whether they're famous, whether they're straight out of training school, the only thing they're going to have in common is they're going to get my foot across their face and be left face down on the mat as I raise my belt up and leave the Outback Championship Wrestling Champion.
That was Andy Phoenix, the first ever Outback Championship Wrestling Champion, as he called on me at the start of the interview. Definitely a very impressive set of wins that night by Andy. They put on a good show. What are we talking about next?
We can have a look at some upcoming events. So there's 2 shows on this weekend. Saturday night, both NAW and PCW are doing events. PCW in Rowville at the Polish House are doing their Blacklisted event, Blacklisted 2014. Right now, only 3 matches have been announced that I could find. I could be wrong. But I found that only 3 matches announced, but one of them is the annual 15-man Rumble, which I think goes for a title match against Daniel Swagger. So it could be interesting to see who wins that one. Mr. Big is going up against Mark Cage, as per President Crackerjack's decree, and Tricky D is going up against Anthony Dangerfield for the state championship. So only 3 matches announced, but there'll probably be more, especially with a lot of the Slam kids coming up. It's something they've been doing a lot lately. A lot of guys that we've seen from training are now getting onto those big shows a lot.
And we've got President Crackerjack there, so he will be no doubt dictating a lot of what happens on the night, which I think anything can happen with him in control. The idea is right now it will be mayhem. Who knows what he's going to come up with. So only 3 matches announced. There will probably be some pretty interesting matches announced on the night, no doubt. So
I, for one, welcome our new Crackerjack Overlord. And in Sunbury, NAW are doing Sunbury Showdown 5, I think. They've been doing a lot of Sunbury shows over the past couple of years. This is another one. Friend of the show, Siren Monroe and Nikita Naridian are going up against Shadow Shinobi and Minzy Montana.
Be a good match.
In a women's tag. For the tag titles, Joel Bateman and Judd Newman are facing Xavier Black and another friend of the show, Josh the Axe Shooter. Sunbury's own CJ Redfield is taking on the Australian Dream, Andy Rhodes. And in the main event, it's a fatal 4-way for the South Pacific title, Slick Steve versus the player Jake Lindo versus Breaking News Betty Factor and Blake Mitchell, which right now, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think Jake Navarro is planning to have a few words with Alexi Papadopoulos, and Duke Von Wild and Jarrett Craven are going to be having heated discussions. So could be interesting at Sunbury.
That sounds like a good show. Good card.
Sounds like a good card, yeah.
There's other local news, but that kind of ties into international, so we'll get to that.
We'll wait on that
later.
So most people have tuned in tonight because they've seen we are the only people in the world, which I'm so happy about. In the world, there might have been another one that fell through to have a sit-down interview with the Young Bucks and talk about Matt's hand. So we'll play that.
That's not all we talked about.
That's not all we talked about. The IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions we sat down and spoke to. But, just for you, Shane, after that, we're going to go to some Hulk Hogan songs, and then we'll be back. So stay tuned. So it's Steve and Jesse here. We're here with the IWGP Junior World Tag Team Champions. the Young Bucks. Thanks for talking to us, fellas.
Hey, good to be here. Thanks for having us.
Good to hear.
So we're backstage at OCW as there was a show last night in Traralgon.
There was.
And there's a show here tonight in Ashwood.
To determine the first ever OCW heavyweight champion.
And we are talking to the Young Bucks, like I said before.
Yes, sir.
It's good to be here. It's our first time out here, actually, so we're having a blast. Zoran's taking us around the town and wine and dining us.
I think I'm going to be 10 pounds heavier by the time I get home. This guy just knows every restaurant in town. I'm blown up just talking here.
It's been great. We're having a blast. We just did a seminar with some of the local talent here. It's good talent.
A lot of good talent. I was telling those guys, man, I don't think you guys get enough respect for, how good the wrestling is out here. So a lot of talented guys and girls, for that matter.
Yeah,
That's good to hear.
100%. So do you guys know who you're up against tonight?
Man, it's always to be determined when Matt's got a broken arm.
hand.
Yeah, so it's been on the fly. I'm not very certain what's going to happen. Whatever does happen, we'll be ready to.
The Young Bucks will be making an appearance, though, and you'll see a super kick or 5.
We were there last night. Matt still threw a couple of super kicks.
Even with a broken hand.
I just can't get it. I put in a wheelchair, and I'm still going to throw super kicks. It doesn't matter at this point.
He'll be 70 years old and
Still
he'll
throwing.
still be
It's
throwing.
my favorite move. Why wouldn't I?
Now, Nick, how did you find your match last night? Who were you up against? You were
Oh my ex, Cracker Jack, he's good.
Cracker Jack.
He's good, Cracker Jack. Man, me and him had a good contest. He's really talented, really good wrestler. And I got the best of him yesterday with the help of Matt with a couple super kicks, which we just previously said. But without Matt's super kicks, I don't know if I could have pulled it off.
Yeah, he's a little bit crazy and unpredictable, that's for sure, Cracker Jack.
He's a good wrestler. He's got a good mind for the business too. I can just tell by the way he moves, and he's got a lot of talent. And just sitting and talking to him too. We had the opportunity to sit and chat with him too before the match, and just to get to know him a little bit. And man, he's a talented guy. I already knew him without even having to see his work.
So you guys are fresh out of Japan. Did you have a chance to go home between Japan and coming here?
For a minute.
Yeah, a cup of coffee, and then
I got home just to get this cast.
I think they could have had to.
Yeah. And then basically forgot the cast on, and okay, time to go.
This month we're home 4 days out of the whole month. So thank God February is a short month, so because we're ready to get home soon. But it's the name of the game, and we enjoy it.
We were laughing because we were talking about how jet lagged we are from Japan time still, right?
Yeah.
So then we get home, we're trying to adjust to the whole, okay, we're home now, US time, West Coast time. And then before we know it, we're here now, Australia time, we're like, oh my God, like I don't know where I'm at. Like yesterday, I feel like I was dreaming.
So what's the prediction for the hand? Is forecast looking
prognosis is I'm supposed to get this thing looked at again on March 12th.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to take it off because I didn't need surgery, which is great. Because if I needed surgery, then I'd be a lot longer than that.
But I told him, even if the doctor approves it, wants to take the cast off, he should work the gimmick and keep it on like Bob Orton.
But luckily, or hopefully, I can get it taken off on March 12th, and then I can, start rehabbing a little bit. Because I'm supposed to be back in Japan like early April.
Yeah.
And I have matches.
We got tours in Mexico and England. And
I literally have a flight to catch March 13th to England. I get this off on the 12th.
Yeah,
so I don't know how I'm even going to do that. I'm going to have to tape this thing up, and I don't know.
I'm going to have to carry the load. I'm going to have to be the Shawn Michaels of the team. I'm going to have to throw him through the barbershop window, keep the tag team going.
It's hard when you do this as a living because you get hurt, and it's like, it doesn't mean you stop. Yeah, it's hard. And I wish I had the luxury of just saying, I'm just going to go home and heal for a month, and I'm going to get a check No, I'm not going to get a check in the mail. If I'm not on the road, I'm not making money. So, unfortunately, that's the name of the game. Here I am in Australia. I should probably be at home nursing this thing. I was on a flight, It's like, I got to make towns,
Yeah,
but
that's what we do.
Unfortunately, that's the name of the game, but it's the business I love. So.
Okay. Well, OCW were pretty fortunate to get you out here exclusively for these two shows.
Yeah.
Can Australia look forward to seeing the Young Bucks back again?
I think we'll be back.
I think the hospitality's been unbelievable, and I think This has been one of the funnest trips we've been on.
Yeah, it's been really fun, man. The people have been great. Everyone we were talking to, we were laughing about, man, everyone's just so nice out here. Back home in LA, the first thing that goes on is like the border patrol's hassling me over something. Or like,
over getting home.
Welcome home, man.
Why were you in Australia? That's kind of weird.
It's funny. We just got back from Japan, and we're going through, and he's carrying my bags, and the first thing the guy says is, well, why aren't you carrying your bags? I said, because I hurt my hand, bro. Like, what do you mean?
Next time
carry your own bag. I said, what do you think? But here, come here, and everyone's so nice.
Yeah, what's wrong with your hand?
Yeah, so,
is it okay? Like,
everyone's asking me at the airport, can I help you? Like, what is this?
The hospitality is
yeah, so it's a lot different.
In LA, yeah, but LA's got a bad rep.
It does. It has pros and cons. I love it. It is home, but man, some of the people are so rude. Holy crap.
Definitely. Well, thanks for sitting down with us, guys. We do appreciate it, and definitely.
Today's best music on 88.9 Win FM.
Like a steroids pill. Your body looks like a spray tan banana with a lowest mustache and a whack bandana. I'm coming at you like the age of Ric Flair. Bitch, I'm too fat, you play a freaking hair. Your whole family a bunch of Barbies, dude. You want beef? Eat this Korean barbecue. You got a ringside seat to your own SmackDown, brother. You look like Sonic the Hedgehog's mother. You're a freak, a phony, a raceroni jabroni. I'm gonna bounce you like a check for my alimony. Come on, dude. All the little hosters know. I'll hang you from the ropes like a South Park puppet show. I'll choke hold you hostage like Laura Ling. Brother, I'll leg drop your ass back to Beijing. Beijing is in China, you bun. I'm a god amongst men, you're a suburban commando. North Korea, bitch, let me give you a tour. By the way, your wife says my dick is bigger than yours.
Hulk Hogan goes down. I don't know if he can finish the battle. He's reaching for the ropes.
Watch me snap into a Slim Jim Kim Jong-il. I don't like dance little bitches with glasses. I would midgets step up, I stall midget asses. Macho man, there is no equal. So spend less time rapping and start feeding the people. Punk, I'll elbow drop your whole nation. I'll perhaps the entire World Wrestling Federation.
Today's best music on 88.9 Win FM.
I was listening to the radio the other day, and I heard that around 250,000 people in Australia have dementia. That's pretty worrying. But what exactly is dementia, and how does it affect people?
Dementia is a word used to describe the symptoms of up to 70 illnesses that cause the brain to stop working properly. It's not a normal part of aging, and it's not a sign of a person going crazy or mad. Symptoms of dementia may include the person having problems remembering names or recent events. They may find it hard to do everyday tasks or learn new things, and their moods or behaviour might change. So it's important to visit your doctor or a health clinic if you notice changes to your own or someone else's memory. For more information, call the National Dementia Helpline on 1-800-100-500 or visit the Alzheimer's Australia website at www.alzheimers.org.au.
Funded by an Australian government initiative.
If you like what you're hearing and want to be a part of Win FM, then the Win FM Training School is for you. We are seeking interested people who have exciting new program ideas which cater for the needs of our local community. Our training courses are designed to prepare you to present your choice of program at Win FM Community Radio. If you are interested in presenting a program, email training@winfm.org.au or contact the Secretary by mail at PO Box 155, Werribee 3030.
News, sport, weather and community information. You get it all here on 88.9 Win FM.
If you want to be a Hulkamaniac, I can sure tell you how to stay on track. You gotta train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins too. These are all the things that the maniacs do. Positive thoughts and positive deeds. These are the things that make us succeed. Always be good to your family and friends. They're the only ones that'll be there in the end. I wanna be a Hulkamaniac. Have fun with my family and friends. we're at. You may be just where you hang your hat. Can you feel the music? Can you feel the beat? You don't need guts to move your feet. When a dealer tries to push on you, just tell him what you're gonna do. I wanna be a Hulkamaniac. Have fun with my family and friends. I wanna be a Hulkamaniac. Have fun with my family and friends. Always go swimming with a buddy. Work real hard and always study. If you want to be real cool, don't be so stupid and play the fool. Get your education each and every day. These are all the things that the maniacs say. I wanna be a Hulkamaniac. Have fun with my family and friends. I wanna be a Hulkamaniac. Have fun with my family and friends. I wanna be
88.9 Win FM. This is Covering a Canvas on Wednesday night. It is 11:30, 24 seconds. 14.5 degrees outside.
Today's best music.
Give us a call at 9919-8089. That was Hulkamania.
I want to be a Hulkamaniac.
That's it.
By Hulk Hogan himself.
It was beautiful. Stay with your friends and family because they're the ones who... I can't even remember what he said. It was that good.
He wants to be a Hulkamaniac along with his family and friends.
That's the one.
I asked my family and friends if they wanted to be Hulkamaniacs. I don't have any anymore. Family or friends. They left.
He tells me to stay in school when I listen to that song. Thanks, Hulk.
Let's talk about some international news. International news.
I have to find a piece of Japanese news every week, just so that
so we don't sound racist.
Well, just so that it's somewhat relevant. But I did find something. I did find something, and once again, it's about New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yay! They're doing a couple of shows with Ring of Honor in North America in May, which could mean that we might see Kevin Steen versus Okada, which could be one of the greatest matches of this year, this decade.
I don't know, Batista and Randy Orton as a contender.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Does that mean we might see the Bullet Club in Ring of Honor?
Quite possibly.
Just another half an hour of us.
There's so many combinations, but I think one of the probably most obvious ones will be Tanahashi versus Adam Cole. That's pretty much almost a lock for it at the moment. Maybe even, as you said, something to do with Bullet Club. Hopefully Prince Devitt.
Yes.
Does all these cool
in one of his body pain.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
We could play a sound clip of that.
Of his body pain.
Yeah.
That'd be great for radio.
It really would. Now, biggest news.
Hulk's back! Hulk's back! Really? It's the best news of the year, possibly the decade.
For Hulk, anyway.
I was like, yeah, he could hear that, but then I'm the only one that could hear it. So that doesn't work. Hulk Hogan is back.
Kicks off Raw.
Just in time for the WWE Universe to start.
There was other stuff that happened.
No.
We'll start with because it is Hulk Hogan Appreciation Night. We will start with the news, yes.
I feel like we haven't said that enough, Hulk Hogan Appreciation Night.
Hulk Hogan Appreciation Night.
I feel honoured that my birthday has fallen on Hulk Hogan Appreciation Night.
Oh, happy Hulk Hogan Appreciation Night then.
Thank you.
Well, there seems to be at least two of us that appreciate it. Looking at you two.
If you don't
Not
love
everyone.
if you don't love Hulk Hogan, you have no soul.
Why are you even here tonight? We should just take the show over, Shane. We should just turn off their mics.
What's your favourite Hulk Hogan memory? Mine was when he came back on Raw and messed up his entire promo by referring to the WWE Network as the WWE Universe.
Should we play his return?
Oh, please do.
Is enough.
He didn't even get to the part where he was talking and messing up everything that he said.
Well, let's not
it
subject.
gets better.
Let's not subject. We'll just take it for granted that he messed the whole thing up.
Hulk Hogan screwed up.
News this week: Hulk Hogan messed up.
And in other news, Hulk Hogan is still Hulk Hogan.
Like you said, Shane. He was a small orange man in his jocks pointing at people.
I'm calling them brother. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that he had a wig on as well.
Sounds like the Australian indie wrestling scene.
Brother, WWE Universe instead of WWE Network. Brother. Real American accent.
It sounded like before going out there, 5 minutes before, they've given him the run sheet of these are the things you can't say anymore, Hulk. They're not fans, they're the WWE Universe. Mention the WWE Network at least 20 times. Mention WrestleMania, and he just got so confused and messed it all up.
Well,
and it was,
brother, my 9-inch pythons.
And it was brilliant.
He's like 90-year-old guy pointing at like 12-year-old kids, calling them brother. It's just weird. What kind of family do you come from?
Is his gimmick in this day and age almost racist?
No.
Borderline racist?
No, it's actually quite unfortunate. He's suffering from dementia.
That's why we played that.
Dementia sufferer Hulk Hogan.
What race are you possibly thinking that it's racist against?
I don't know, it's just like
orange people.
White supremacy Hulk Hogan.
His tan has never approached the blackface level that Chris Trance often has when he's had his spray tan on. He's looked downright offensive at times with his spray tan. Hulk Hogan's always just been a healthy orange, which I don't think there's a single race in the entire
radioactive, I believe.
that looks orange. I don't think he's a fan.
Okay, I was wrong, okay?
I'll defend Hulk to the end, alright? I want to hear a bad word about him.
Jesse wrong? Oh my god. Anyway, there was a pay-per-view the night before. Hogan came out and then...
Did Hogan come out on
Hogan
pay-per-view?
did not come out on pay-per-view.
Forget it then.
Quick result.
Garbage. Review, it was garbage, no Hogan. 0 out of 10.
Minus 5 stars.
4 out of 10. Bitter Bret Harted. You know what? It's water under the bridge. But I'm not going to be bitter about it. We're all friends now. Anyway, it's amateur hour over here. Jeez.
Anyway, on to the results.
At Elimination Chamber, Big E beat Jack Swagger. Swagger got busted in the mouth which means it's like 7 people that Big E has punched in the face and now caused to bleed. The Old Age Outlaws defeated the Usos via roll-up, distraction, and then Billy Gunn rolled up an Uso. I'm not sure which one. And that's not me being racist. That's simply because...
No, it's mirrors. There's just one. It's just a mirror.
Okay.
A mirror match.
The other one's actually CGI.
Yeah.
Why haven't the Usos and the Bellas like worked together?
They took a picture once on Instagram. Granted, the Bellas look like strippers.
As opposed to every other one.
Yeah.
They're always so respectable.
Anyway, Titus O'Neil defeated Darian Young in the Battle of Who Cares.
JTG versus Shad Gaspar. Strap match. Extreme Rules 2010.
Who's going to get released soon?
Looking at it, probably Darren Young. The Wyatts defeated the Shield in probably the first of our Match of the Year contenders.
That was cool.
What a match.
Did you guys see the SmackDown taping? A fan, how am I going to put this nicely, fecal matted everywhere during one of the Shield segments? Have you guys not seen that picture?
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw a headline, something about feces appearing in SmackDown. I just thought, oh, Batista was in this week's episode.
I was like, Hulk Hogan?
I was like, I was
just... appreciation night. How dare you?
He's dementia.
Show some respect.
I thought, like, yeah, as I said, Hulk's dementia.
Get out. Just get out.
His tights are actually a giant nappy.
I mean, I understand it when the keyboard warriors sit at home and type, I crap on this product. But to actually go and crap on the product.
It was a wide segment too. Why would you do that? Maybe they just got overexcited.
And lost control of the bouts. But anyway, that was it was a really, really good match. It's obvious that it's setting up for the Shield to kind of disband and go their merry ways, with Roman Reigns being the big hero because he looked $1 million.
Isn't it good how that's actually being done nice and slow? There's a build to it. It's not just some ham-fisted, thrown-together thing. I love the fact that this feud with the Wyatts and the whole gradual disintegration of the Shield is being done really well.
That was the first time that all three of both of them had met, and even before a single thing happened, people were chanting this was awesome.
Yeah.
And 2 years ago, all of those guys were in FCW.
Yeah.
That's really, really good. There was no like John Cena putting them over or Triple H.
Husky Harris. That's all I have to say. Husky Harris.
There was a tweet that Bray Wyatt's like, ask me anything for like 10 minutes, and some guy wrote, what happened to the tank with the Ferrari engine? And instant reply from Bray Wyatt, I needed a body, he was willing. Which just
he was just waiting for that. He was waiting for that.
Like, that is so creepy, because now it's like Bray Wyatt, this kind of possessing type thing. That's pretty cool.
I love it.
Cameron defeated AJ via DQ, courtesy of a super kick from Tamina that actually hit AJ, and then other stuff happened.
You watched?
It wasn't really watching, it was more a case of, I'll check what's happening on Twitch Plays Pokemon. Oh, there's something. Anyway, they're going to make through this door. And Randy Orton won the Elimination Chamber. Wyatts took out Cena. Kane took out Daniel Bryan, who was the last eliminated. The only person who really came out looking good in that and looked better than before was Cesaro.
Yep.
He looked fantastic.
Definitely.
Giving Orton the big, I think it was 25, 26 rotation, giant swing. It was good. It was an all right pay-per-view in terms of like in-ring quality, and it was pretty obvious who was going to win.
Sadly.
Unfortunately.
As we predicted the week before.
Yeah.
I called it.
Well, you did call it.
But that's the thing. It's
Christian to win.
I was shocked that he didn't. Shocked.
I was shocked he wasn't taken out and replaced.
There was the rumor going around that they up until the day they were still thinking of a way to write
Christian.
What were we thinking?
I do love the giant swing. I just wish there was an addition like the hammer toss in the Olympics, where they would just let go at one stage and launch the opponent into the crowd.
Awesome.
Isn't it funny that right now that is easily the most babyface over move in the whole company, and it's belongs to a heel.
Yeah.
He needs to turn face soon. People are actually cheering him in. It's kind of
It's
embarrassing
one of
when he's
those
doing a horrible
ridiculous
racist gimmick
moves
at
that
the
is
same
just so
time.
over. It's like the worm. Absolutely ridiculous, but everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Swagger and Cesaro are getting almost ironic, like fan reactions. Like with the beginning match, he comes out and Zeb Coulter's got the microphone and says something incredibly racist, and then goes, "We the people," and the crowd were with it.
It's kind of embarrassing in a way now that because they are talented wrestlers and they've got a bit of a catchy catchphrase that people are starting to chant along and cheer them. It's like, but WWE, they're doing a horrible racist gimmick. You should probably do something about this before you get the audience cheering these people because it just looks really bad.
As horrible and as racist as it is, my God, those promos have been fantastic. Because they're just...
What was the one I love? Oh, it wasn't a promo. Zeb came out with a sign and said, like, every 30 seconds an illegal immigrant is taking your job. And then, like, the next time he came out, the sign he had another sign that said something about not having a watch.
Yeah.
My joke went nowhere. They stole your watch or something like that.
But think about it. It's very clever, that catchphrase, because the second they turn and become non-racists, they can still use that catchphrase as being part of the WWE universe. They can stand amongst everyone and still chant, "We the people."
They are easily my second and third favourite real American wrestlers at the moment in WWE.
I'm curious to see if Hogan and the real Americans kind of join forces to become the really real Americans because they're really real Americans.
Unreal Americans. That'd be unreal. I should book that. It's called me.
There was other things that happened on Raw. Things of note being Undertaker's back and looks more and more like Jonathan Banks from Breaking Bad. I saw a picture comparing the two and I've gone, oh my God, the similarities are incredible. And attacked Lesnar with a pen, so the pen being mightier than the sword tattoo. And Daniel Bryan versus Triple H at Mania. Yay!
I loved it when, like, the crowd was going crazy for him, cheering along with everything he says, and Triple H, give the fans what they want at WrestleMania. The crowd's like, yes, exactly, yes, give us what we want. Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. Wasn't really what we wanted, Daniel, but yay, I guess, yay.
It's probably kind of, we'll do this until Punk comes back, and then when Punk comes back, we'll work D-Bry into the main event. Because
otherwise, the current catchphrase for WrestleMania 30 is, deal with it.
Or Bautista. There's your ending of WrestleMania 30.
There was a lot of Raw signs that said Bautista.
Like, I can see it right now. Batista wins the title, and it's just non-stop boos, and Michael Cole trying to spin it. Like, oh, Batista's done it again. Good night, folks.
They're booing Randy Orton because of how much they hate him for being beaten.
Terrible.
He's the most over heel they've got right now, and he's meant to be their top babyface challenger.
The thing is, it kind of seemed like they were making him more into a bad guy by his promos, like, oh, kind of deal with it. I'm gonna win the title, and there's nothing you people can do about it, which is leading towards that kind of who do the fans cheer, who do the fans boo? Because right now they hate Orton because he's boring, and they hate Batista because he's not Daniel Bryan. There is no clear winner in this.
And not only is he not Daniel Bryan, but he's Batista, which is a double whammy of the reasons to not like him.
Definitely. Like, seriously, buy some boots. But, but that's the big problem with the main event.
Possibly be able to go for a minute before getting blown up. His promo after his 2-minute match, he was gasping for air. And I think, to quote Batista in his challenge to Randy Orton,
but you look at Batista. Well, that's a match that I completely forgot that actually happened at Elimination Chamber. Like, Batista versus Del Rio. It was 7 minutes and the crowd were booing it after the first 30.
And he was gassed after the first 20. So.
Exactly.
Stay tuned. We will be back after these few Hulk Hogan songs.
I was walking down the beach, looking for some action, had my radio set on a rap station. Saw a girl in trouble, a sticky situation. She wanted me to give her mouth-to-mouth We were cruising down the beach, checking out the action, had my radio rocking to a heavy station. Putting on some shades, trying to catch some rays when I got the lifeguard messing with my it is. Check it out, check it in. You'll be 6 feet deep if you touch your girlfriend. You know this homeboy can lose control. You just don't mess with the beat. When you're hanging at the beach, you can see so much. Look all you want, but you better not touch. Take it from me, don't lose control, cause you're gonna have to deal with the beach patrol.
Hey, I'm Lara Bingle and I'm a litterer.
Hey, I'm Nick Giannopoulos and I'm a litterer too. And I'm Russell Gilbert and I'm a litterer. We're all litterers.
That's why we joined Litterers Anonymous.
Yeah, and now they're making us tell you guys about it. So, yeah, this is us telling you about it. Yeah, we're telling you about it. Yeah. Stop littering. Stop littering, yeah.
And keep Australia beautiful. Visit litterersanonymous.com.au.
88.9 Win FM subscribes to the Community Broadcasting Codes of Practice. These codes outline standards relating to program content, Australian music and sponsorship. They also outline the principles of diversity and volunteerism for community broadcasting. If you have a complaint regarding something you've heard on this station, you should put your complaint in writing and send it to PO Box 155, Werribee 3030. If you would like a copy of the Codes of Practice, email winfm@winfm.org.au or phone 99198089. 88.9 Win FM, the sound of the West, and a proud community broadcaster.
Win FM Community Radio.
88.9 Win FM. It is 11:55, right on the dot, Wednesday, 26th of February. I said February really weirdly. This is Covering the Canvas, a wrestling show. Don't hang your head in shame.
Playing the best music today. The best.
It is Hulk Hogan Appreciation Night, just in case you've tuned into community radio at 11:55 on a Thursday night.
Why is there such wonderful music being played? This is brilliant.
As the sound clip said before, 88.9 Win FM, Sound of the West, best music
Ever in the universe.
Ever
in the network.
In the network. Well, speaking of networks,
Great.
That is a good segue. I'm thinking like, well, if you're a Hulk Hogan fan and you just want to binge for a million hours.
Not if you're a Chris Benoit fan, though. You can't binge for a million hours on the network.
I've been doing some tests, purely for science. The WWE Network launched in America, and using methods, it is possible to obtain a free trial. So I obtained these methods and had a look, and the WWE Network is okay. It's not this super amazing, life-changing thing that everybody said it's going to be, but it's not bad. There's some cool stuff on there.
And credit where credit's due.
The fact that every single pay-per-view that the WWE's put on is there, complete, except for a few small changes, like for Over the Edge 99. But even, like, Benoit has not been removed from history. There's just a thing at the beginning saying...
Stevie Richards.
No, not even, like, digitally putting Stevie Richards in. It just says WWE performers are similar to actors, and the character and the person are different, and by having this person on screen, we are not condoning the actions of said person. So it's kind of just a thing like, yeah, Chris Benoit is on this, what he did was terrible, but
he's part of history.
He's part of history, exactly. It's hopefully going to be a lot better as the time progresses, but right now it's kind of, yeah, it's an interesting thing, but with the amount of rigmarole and problems that you've got to do to get it to work, similar to getting, say, Netflix set up or Hulu or all those sort of things, really, at the end of the day, everything's on YouTube.
And it'll be interesting to see, obviously a lot of people have signed up initially because it's been overloading their system, apparently. It's just been so in demand. But then it'll be interesting to see over time how many people continue to subscribe, because after you've watched maybe all the pay-per-views that you wanted to, is there still going to be an incentive for people to continue to subscribe to this network every month, even though it's $10 now? If that price goes up, is that going to prompt people to really question whether they want to continue, even if it stays at $10? Do they want to continue to pay that every month if they're just watching Raw?
I think it's more about the pay-per-views. People would, $10 pay-per-views, people are going to hooked on that.
And it'll be interesting to see how that system works when WrestleMania happens. Like,
is it going to be a good stream or
Well, they're doing it. They're doing their first pay-per-view test is the NXT pay-per-view on Friday, our time. I think it's like...
It's probably going to be better than WrestleMania.
Well, the fact that we've got Emma...
I don't know, Hulk's not hosting it, so...
Emma versus Paige for the NXT Women's title, and Adrian Neville versus Bo Dallas. Well, you're a Hulkamaniac. I'm a Bo Lever. Don't stop Bo leaving. But that's going to be the first test for the network, to see if they can live stream such an event with pretty high demand, because anyone that's a fan of wrestling will watch that event.
And it would be devastating if half the audience find their network crashes and can't watch WrestleMania. Imagine if that happens. It will be a huge problem for WWE if that were to occur. Hopefully it doesn't. I don't think it will, because they've spent so long preparing for this, but fingers crossed for them in that regard.
They are going through MLB TV, and they have the people who have talked about the fact that it is being run by the same people that do the Major League Baseball stuff have said that the only possible problems that happen are those that happen beginning of the season. Everybody signs up at once, and it kind of the sign up goes down. But for like World Series matches and stuff, they're all pretty decent streams, so that is a positive sign looking forward.
Well, guys, as we creep closer to 12 o'clock, this has been Covering the Canvas. You can catch our previous episodes on YouTube under Covering the Canvas. We've only got 3 episodes up there, maybe even 2. I don't even think it's 3. You can also like us on Facebook, which would help us out a lot.
Please like us.
But yeah, this has been the Hulk Hogan Appreciation Night. We've
Finish on a high note.
We lit
a beautiful ballad of a high note.
We promise never to do Hulk Hogan Appreciation Night.
Next week, Kevin Nash nights. Wolfpack for life.
Guess I'll be an empty seat when I wrestle at Wembley. I used to tear my shirt, but now you tore my heart. I knew you were a Hulkamaniac right from the very start. Right from the start, you were my friend. I'll see you again. To heaven, 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 heaven. We'll tag up again, again. The world just knows another Hulkamaniac. Our friend to the end. I'll see you again. I wish close love could bring you back again. To cheer me on tonight. The spotlight now grows dim, and now it's not on me. The prayers we said together are still a guarantee. You are my friend.